effects. And Uganda-Somalia to sign an MOU on trade and investment. Also, Uganda about to eliminate river blindness from the country. Hello once again, let's begin. President Yoweri Museveni has this morning received and held talks with Ethiopian ambassador to Uganda, Excellence Meseret Gello, who called on him at State House in Entebbe. The president and his guests discussed bilateral matters pertaining to the two countries. They also discussed the economic and security situation in the region. On her part, Gello conveyed to President Museveni and the people of Uganda her condolences upon the demise of several people in the recent flash floods in the eastern part of the country, attributing the incident to global warming. The envoy expressed the need to increase the volume trade between Ethiopia and Uganda, especially in the sector of dairy products. The ambassador also hailed the cultural exchanges between Ethiopia and Uganda, citing the recent visit by the Ugandan cultural group to her country, adding that their performance in the capital, Addis Ababa, was very impressive. The envoy was accompanied by officials from the Ethiopian embassy in Kampala. Busega market contractor has been put on notice to rectify structural defects within 2 months. Prime Minister Rhoda Ngonzi issued the directive today at the new Busega market in Rubaga division, where she had gone to inspect and assess the level of preparedness ahead of the official opening.
The Prime Minister's visit follows complaints about structural defects that have caused delays in the official opening of the multi-billion market facility. She was taken on a guided tour around the market facility and particularly to those areas which had issues to sort out.
I have information that when it rains, here is like a river or a lake. So you tell me how you are going to do it. We shall not hand over this market until you have put this right. Buli lwetonya wano wajjula amazzi era kyekindeese oyagala toyagala we shall not hand over this market, and I will tell the president mwakola shode wano buli lwenkuba lwetonya nga wajjula. There's no slantness. Mbadde manyiwe consultant sawa mukuna banja ebyo byakola ntakugambe Ben. Here, this place here, which means there is leakage.
Since it's the rain from outside.
Either it comes from out, or there is a leakage. And when it comes from out, you would have given it drainage. But here, it is like a lake when it rains.
The top floor of the Busega market complex, designed as parking space, floods wherever it rains. To be fully operational, this market facility needs parking space on the ground to accommodate heavy trucks carrying fish and matoke supplies, among other items. Nabanja directed KCCA to ensure that all illegal structures surrounding the market and built in the road reserve be demolished within 2 months.
Wanomba wadde myezi ebiri mubenga mumaze okkiriyalingawo. Era tusaba abantu abali mu mayumba agali awo emyezi ebiri babenga basenguse tusobole okukiriyalingawo abantu bafune parking. Oludde eri waliwo amayumba ge bazimbye nga mapya, ndagira KCCA olabenga gavuddewo mu myezi ebiri. Kakati amakuba agayingira wano nga akatale tekanagulwa mu myezi ebiri, njagala kusaba mukulu Ben kumumanya side eri tukiriyalinge tufune ne entrance oba exit eziyita eyo okwaavoidinga congestion ey'akatale wano. Kakati njagala kwogera ku list bangane ti list twagikola 210 list weeri wano eyabagenda okolera muno ya list bantu 100 ya 210 eyo ngisazizaamu. Obuyinza obumpeebwa President Yoweri Museveni ebyo bye bivumaganyisa gavumenti ebyo tetujja kubikkiriza. Twagala abantu n'abali ebweru abakola abalina emirimu gye bakola bajje mu katale ate ku bwereere.
The list of over 1,000 vendors earlier identified as beneficiaries was rejected by the Prime Minister. She called for fair and equitable allocation of the market stalls to benefit the original and eligible vendors on one-man, one-stall basis.
Atusabye twongere kudabiriza akatale kano tunakagulirawo nga painting nungi nga floor nungi ate tujja kulaba n'omulimu gw'amazzi ganagayingira munda mu katale. Tutekewo amabaati oba tutekewo ekiziyiza kyonna okulaba nti enkuba teyingira munda mu katale kwonoona ebintu by'abantu.
The mayor of Rubaga Division, Mbera Zezake, hailed government for efforts being taken to improve trade order in Kampala City. He particularly appreciated the Premier for her timely intervention that should facilitate faster opening of the market.
Minister, okulaba nga twanguya okugulawo bulungi abantu bafune mu business eno twetaaga okubanga tuguze katetuyanyi yakuleka mwebale.
The NRM chairman, Rubaga Division, Abdullah Chitata, noted that there was need to urgently clear all roads leading to the market to enable efficient service delivery.
Nkusaba pien akatale kano okukola ne value yako okuvaayo enguudo ziri zonna eziyingira akatale ziggulwe. Ekyokubiri wano parking eno n'ennyumba zino ziri mu ttaka lyo lya road reserve.
Busega Market in Rubaga Division is one of the markets that were constructed under the Urban Markets and Marketing Development of Agricultural Products with funding from Government of Uganda and Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa.
Now, with barely 2 years for the AMISOM forces to leave Somalia, Uganda has embarked on preparations to establish a joint permanent commission with Somalia to enhance trade and investment opportunities between the two countries. The Uganda ambassador to Somalia, Professor Sam Turiamhika, asserts that the head of states for the two countries will hold a summit that will have companies showcase their businesses.
Following the re-emerging peace and tranquility in Somalia with the intervention of the AMISOM forces, the Uganda government is next week set to sign various agreements to enhance trade and investment relations between the two countries.
What are the possible areas of cooperation in trade and investment between Somalia and Uganda now? So this is what the JPC is going to decide. And the JPC will be held on Monday and Tuesday in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
A business summit and trade exhibition between the countries will be held at Speak Resort Munyonyo as part of the activities to mark the business relationship.
We have arranged for exhibition of 10 companies. 10 companies from Somalia and 10 companies from Uganda in those key areas. Those will be lead companies selected in the criteria I have already mentioned, priority areas.
Ambassador Tuliamhachi assures Ugandans of safety in Somalia as the country is relatively peaceful after the peacekeeping mission by the African Union.
Our aircraft can go there and come back safe. They are secured. So any businessman intending to come to Somalia should get in touch with us at the embassy through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We're also going to have a contact with PSFU and with the Investment Authority so that we know so and so is coming in to do business.
To both the Uganda Investment Authority and Private Sector Foundation, Uganda has a great potential to benefit from Somalia in areas of agriculture, mineral value addition, oil and gas, manufacturing and ICT.
Most of our products to Somalia are foodstuffs, soft drinks, hard drinks, grain, sugar. So we want to increase and enhance that opportunity.
And sell your business. Find out whether you can create partnerships for you to be able to benefit from the partnership that is being created under this joint permanent.
On the other hand, Somalia has trade potential in scrap metals, insulated wires, seafood, among others. The move also is in line with Somalia's advanced efforts to join the East African community after fulfilling some requirements. Miriam Numcha, UBC.
And that was the Uganda ambassador to Somalia, Professor Sam Turiamuhika, in the report. Uganda is on the right track in the elimination of river blindness, that's onchocerciasis, in the country, and will soon get verification from the World Health Organization for eliminating the disease. Now, this was revealed during the 15th session of the Uganda Onchocerciasis Elimination Expert Advisory Committee meeting in Kampala.
The Ministry of Health, together with the implementing partners, have revealed that the country has reached the final stages of eliminating river blindness from the country. Health experts, district officials, and political leaders from affected areas and neighboring countries like the DRC and South Sudan are deliberating on how best the disease can be kicked out of the region.
It is soon, because all the entities must be eliminated by 2030. But Uganda is hoping that within the next 1 or 2 years, for us, we shall have achieved elimination. But elimination is being delayed because for us to achieve and sustain elimination, Congo, which is just across the border, and South Sudan should also have moved closer to elimination, because people move from either side so they can reunite or initiate another transmission site, because the flies are still here.
But we are not fully done yet. We have the urgencies, sleeping sickness still with us, and we also need to walk the talk and move on from elimination as a public health problem to transmission reduction. This is very important. These are the two good news I want to bring to you. And also, again, for the main reason why we are here, we celebrate the progress we have made in this regard. Onchocerciasis is one of the major issues. For Uganda, we are almost there.
Health officials noted that Uganda managed to reduce on the spread of the disease by eradicating the black fly and also intensifying mass distribution of medicine drugs that fasten the progress towards elimination of the disease.
And long-term distribution of the drug over and over again results in interruption of transmission and eventual elimination of the disease. And now we've made really substantial progress here in Uganda, particularly as a result of the, the program that we're talking about here, that my committee oversees in terms of the Scientific Advisory Committee. 15 out of the 17 foci that we had originally here in Uganda, we no longer have any transmission at all in those foci, so the people no longer have to even worry about this. This is a disease of the past.
There remain 2 foci that still remain in need of mass drug administration. These areas have received treatment for many years now, but are not yet to the point where we can safely stop treatment. And so we need to continue to enhance our interventions, to mobilize the communities, raise awareness within the communities about the devastating effects of this disease. This disease is one of the leading causes of preventable blindness globally.
Globally, approximately 18 million people are infected, 1 million are visually impaired, and more than 350,000 have been blinded by the infection. Approximately 95% of all the infected people live in Africa, and about 1.36 million people in Uganda are infected, and 1.8 million people are at the risk. Black fly is responsible for about 80% of the river blindness transmission in Uganda. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Meanwhile, police in Palisade district has warned all parties and candidates participating in Gogonyu County parliamentary by-election to desist from violating the electoral laws. This warning has been issued by the Regional Police Commander Bukedi North, ASP Alfred Bagambachi, during the campaign's harmonization meeting in the district.
3 candidates have been confirmed as having been successfully nominated for Gogonyu County parliamentary by-election. As campaigns for the slot kick off this Wednesday, 3rd August, all parties and stakeholders have convened for a harmonization meeting.
When you are looking for the votes, be gentle. want these elections to be totally peaceful.
Gogonyu is not ending today. And I want to assure you, we are not safe in Gogonyu, and want to be assured that life is protected.
Apart from the candidates and the representatives, the regional election officer, area DPC and regional police commander, among others, have also attended the meeting.
The tearing down of posters. I want to put it to every one of us here that it is illegal and it's an offense. In that matter, I will be very specific in as far as tearing down posters is concerned.
The Electoral Commission and Security emphasized that all parties should adhere to the rules of the game.
Let's stick to the program. Let's keep time. You stop it. We stop this. The campaigns are from 7 to 6.
We are not going to compromise and to entertain people who will come up saying at 8 in the night, at 3.
The three candidates in Gogonyu County parliamentary by-election are Oron Derek of NRM, Okoboi Joseph of NUP, and Bantalib Issa Taligola contesting on an independent ticket.
What we want as NUP, the EC to do, and particularly the people of Gogonyu, we want them to become transparent and speak one voice. Just what we want is transparency from EC. They should not take sides in these elections. Yes, my supporters yesterday were beaten at night in Angololo parish, and they were beaten by team independent, that's team Taligola. Now, for them right now, they are here complaining how security is coming in to interfere with the NRM things, but now themselves they have started the war by beating my supporters. But me, I'm a person who loves peace and unity.
The Yellow Camp then stepped out for their field work. They were joined by the State Minister for Bunyoro Affairs, also Kibukuman Member of Parliament, Jennifer Namuyango.
I am here to, remind our people of the development that we have got through the NRM government headed by General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, but also to remind them that we need continuity. We need people who are going to work very closely with the government, with the president, with the NRM structures, people, MPs who are going to attend the NRM caucus meetings, because that's where most of our decisions are made.
The NRM's Director for Mobilization, Rosemary Nansobu Gaseninde, is heading her party's campaign team in the district.
The NRM is in power for 5 years, and of course it is useless to vote for somebody who is not going to work with government. So they should vote for the flag bearer of the NRM party who is going to work with government and ensure that services reach them. So for us as NRM, we are very confident, and I want to reassure the people of Uganda, the NRM supporters particularly, that when we come to campaign, we don't come to lose, we come to win, because we know what we are campaigning for, we know the kind of message to deliver, and we know how to explain to the people, and we strategize.
They all have not more than 5 days to canvass for support ahead of Thursday 11th August polling day. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Now, with just 5 days remaining to Kenya's general election, the presidential candidates and their running mates are busy on the campaign trail trying to lure the electorate. Today, the Azimio la Umoja candidates were in Western Kenya, a region seen as a swing state for the leading candidates. The Kenya Kwanza Alliance, on the other hand, was in Central Province of Kenya, a region many analysts believe will decide the outcome of the 9th August general election. Deputy President William Ruto and veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga are leading in opinion polls in the race to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Wamama wote wanaelewa. Ukiniona ujue Raila ametuwezesha kuwa ndani ya presidency, ndivyo shida za wamama sisije zikasahaulika hata siku moja. Na shida za wamama ni shida za jamii yote. Ni kusema hakuna jambo litasahaulika, sababu fikra ya wanaume iko, fikra ya wanawake iko. Bila moja dunia haiwezi ikasonga vyema, sababu kila mtu analeta ile anaelewa zaidi. Kwa hivyo amekamilisha uongozi wa Kenya, na mimi nawauliza, simkamilishe kwa kura? sababu yake ilikuwa kuappoint, yenu ni kuidhinisha, na kuidhinisha ni kupiga kura kwa fujo. Na wewe sababu uko nyumbani, unaweza kwa ujuzi wako pembeleza mzee kama hajashika network.
Fanya uchaguzi wa huru na haki na amani. Hatuwezi kukubali mtu yeyote apange mambo ya kujachochea Wakenya. Wakenya wanajua watapiga kura kwa nani, kwa vipi, na tutaheshimu kila mtu apige kura mahali anapenda. Ama namna gani jameni? Na tunawauliza wale wanataka kutumia machifu. Machifu ni wafanyikazi wa serikali ya Kenya na wanahudumia Wakenya wote bila ya kujali kabila ama dini ama rangi ama mirengo ya kisiasa. Si namna hiyo? Watu wa Azimio, tafuteni wafanyikazi wenu, wachana na machifu. Machifu ni wafanyikazi wetu sisi wote kama Wakenya. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Tunaelewana? Lakini machifu wametuambia ati watachukua ile pesa watanunulia bibi zao marinda na mambo ingine maingi waendelee. Hii mambo ya siasa tutanyorosha hawa tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8.
Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
Getting a birth certificate is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Get a birth notification record stamped by a medical officer from a medical facility where the baby was born, or from a sub-county chief if the birth occurred in the community. 2. Go to the nearer offices in your area and present the notification record, a copy of the parents' or guardian's national ID, and a bank payment slip of 5,000 shillings for citizens and $40 for non-citizens. 3. Apply by filing NERA Form 3 from NERA offices or download it from the NERA website www.nera.go.ug. A birth certificate will then be issued to you. Birth certificates to refugees born in Uganda are free of charge. This message is brought to you by NERA.
Enjoy more GBs for the same price on Airtel. Shareable using 2 Gabane. We have increased GBs across all your favorite packs. Now, 4 GB is at 10,000 shillings and 10.5 GB at 22,500 shillings, all valid for a week. For the heavy data users, enjoy 24 GB at 50,000 shillings and 50 GB at 100,000 shillings, all valid for a month. Dial *175# or use the My Airtel app to buy these and more affordable weekly and monthly data bundles on Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight, and now we will discuss with Vincent Makori from Straight Talk Africa, Voice of America. That's the host, to talk briefly about Kenya's general elections. Hello there, Vincent.
And I am from Voice of America, indeed, and I'm here in Nairobi today.
Kenyans are yet to decide their next set of leaders. Just 5 days remaining to that. What are the current developments?
Well, at the moment, you know, the campaigns are really heating up because it's a countdown. Indeed, the last stretch of this campaign period, we know that the campaigns officially end on Saturday. So the leaders, the politicians are all over the country, traversing the length and breadth of this country, trying to convince the last voters who haven't made up their minds. And as that is happening, we keep hearing, of course, things being said regarding, what's going to happen, especially after the election. So one of the latest interesting development, of course, is the poll that was released recently, and people are excited about it, depending on which side, and others are disappointed with it, and others are actually suspicious of it. And so that has been part of the conversation now as to whether those polls reflect the reality on the ground when the election day comes or not.
Do you believe these polls are credible, and what are they insinuating?
Well, really, I cannot talk about what I personally think, because they are held by what is considered professional polling companies. These are pollsters. They have explained how they go about the samples, how they determine that the samples are accurate when they present them. Of course, you expect those ones that they favor to consider them credible and to be excited about them. They believe there's a science behind it. Now, for those like in the camps where the polls don't favor them, especially in the camp of William Ruto, the Kenya's deputy president, they believe that those polls do not reflect the reality, and that in fact there are other polls that they're relying on which put them way on top of Mr. Raila Odinga. And so it's a question of whether you believe that polls are held or conducted in a way that reflects the real, mindset and the real preferences on the ground, or you don't. So it's actually something that I personally wouldn't put my personal opinion on.
I think four presidential candidates, but what are the messages they are giving the electorate from the different camps? What stands?
Listening to all of the presidential candidates, in fact, there are four. There's Raila Odinga, there's William Ruto, there's George Wajakoya, there's Maure. When I listen especially to the three of them, Raila Odinga, Ruto, and Maure, they seem to be saying the same things. They are promising the same thing to, create job opportunities for the millions of youth, create an atmosphere of security in the country, develop the infrastructure, provide healthcare to majority of the Kenyans. So what is the difference is how they package their message. What is the difference is how they try to convince the voters that they are the best placed to fulfill those dreams, because the aspirations of the Kenyans at the moment are the same. They're similar. Now, there's one candidate who stands a little bit odd from the rest. That's Professor George Wajakoya, whose policies and manifesto is a bit different. Is, for example, promised to legalize marijuana and make it a major cash crop in this country. He has also, for example, said he could introduce laws that would lead to people who are found guilty of crimes of corruption to be sentenced to death, for instance. So other than him, who has a little bit of what is seen as odd propositions and eccentric ideas, the others are pretty much on the same page when it comes to the policies that they want to put forward. It's a question of how to execute them, and also to convince the voters that they are the ones who are best placed to do so.
Now, Kenya is no stranger to highly contested elections. In fact, in 2007, we saw one of the deadly or highest violence cases an election could see. We've also seen in the recent days that schools have been closed and children sent back home. Is there a sense of fear that incidents of 2007 could occur yet again?
Listening to most people around, really, nobody is expecting to witness the violence, at least to the scale of 2007. But Kenyan elections have always been characterized by some level of, protests, depending on the outcome. Now, the anticipation of some kind of a protest, some kind of skirmishes here and there is there. There's a concern, there is fear among the citizenry that such a scenario could manifest themselves. They could erupt in some places. But you get the sense that there's confidence that whatever the case, there will not be the level of violence that was witnessed in 2007. I think Kenyans are scarred by that. A great number of young people have no appetite whatsoever for violence, and we know that they're the ones who are usually, inclined to be incited into violence. So there is no kind of fear of that level of violence, but there's concern. We have to say there's caution, there's concern among all citizens that there could be some kind of protest, some demonstration that can create a little bit of tension in the country. Now, regarding the closure of schools, the government has explained that it had nothing to do with the fear of violence, but pretty much they want the kids to be home in time and also the parents to have the opportunities to prepare for the elections. But again, the other stories I've had is that the schools will be used as polling stations in many, many parts of the country, and therefore I think they wanted to prepare them, the classrooms and the schools, for that purpose.
Very much, Vincent, for that. We will keep you updated, viewers, on the outcomes and as the process of voting Kenya's next leaders goes ahead. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Appreciate it.
Oh, Susan, I want to propose to Rose. Yes, and this time I am serious.
Have you guys had sex?
Duh, of course.
And have you had sex without using condoms?
Hey, Nga, you're curious.
I'm more concerned. Are you having sex with other people?
Hey, hello, is this an interview or what?
No, just things you should think about. Do you know Rose's HIV status?
Okay, this is serious. Should I be worried?
It is actually serious. Do you know your HIV status?
I think I am safe. Many times we get into situations that put us at risk of HIV. However, the first step to ending HIV is getting tested and knowing your results.
It's Time Up HIV. Call 0800-211-046 or text 8080 toll-free for more information about how to prevent HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ministry of Health with support from USAID.
National Council for Higher Education will hold the 4th Annual Higher Education Conference on the 14th and 15th September 2022. The conference theme is Enhancement of Teaching, Learning and Assessment with Ordeal in Higher Education. The guest of honor will be the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni. The conference will be held physically at Hotel Africana for only invited guests and open to online participants via Zoom webinar that will be shared under the events section at www.unche.or.ug. The keynote speakers are Ezra Nazim, Senior Fellow of Higher Education Academy UK, Professor Henk Gerald Sola, a Dutch organizational theorist and Emeritus Professor of Business, Engineering and ICT at Groningen University, the Netherlands. The National Council for Higher Education is receiving papers from researchers and scholars for publication in the Uganda Higher Education Review, Journal of National Council for Higher Education. For more details, send inquiries to cmuhumuza@unche.or.ug, info@unche.or.ug, or call 0783 04 0024 or 0704 80 0926 plus 256 39 32 62 140/4.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You say I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just register.
What's going on here?
He sells things from the shop, and behind my back, he gets the money and gives it to his girlfriends.
But just get Airtel Money Pay so that all money comes direct to your business wallet and only you, the owner, have access to it.
Just dial *185 *10 hash, and now you are on. No waiting. Huh? This insanity is sweet. Give them also.
I only take Airtel Money Pay. It's easy and secure.
Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy.
Not mixing your business money with your Kameza money.
Now, that's sufficient.
Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Mbara and Jinja.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. State Minister for Health and General Duties, Anifa Kawoya Bangirana, has commended private institutions for supporting government in the journey of improving health systems across the country. She was launching new laboratories that will aid in the blended laboratory that's blended learning of Bachelor of Medical Imaging Technology and Medical Laboratory Technology at International Business, Science and Technology University, ISBAT.
Medical health sciences and laboratory technology. To that end, the government is working with private institutions to establish laboratories to train students in medical health sciences and laboratory technology. This will help in acquiring more practical and professional specialists in the health sector.
I am sure that the initiative by this university will go a long way towards improving the health care training in Uganda, as has been demonstrated, and we are sure you are going to come out, the students will come out with a difference. Ethics, integrity, patient care, patient's rights, their obligation, and the oath.
Vice Chancellor ISBAT University, M.K. Matthew, said they are prepared to support government to improve the health system.
And it's all industry related. What is the update, latest changes, latest technology in medical field? As you were listening to the briefing,
the Director Public Health at the Ministry of Health, Daniel Chabaizi, asked students to embrace sciences because they are marketable.
If you keep integrity with what results you are going to give to your colleagues, you shall have ethical conduct. Honorable Minister, the graduates from this university will not join industrial action. They will negotiate their responsibility because they know they contribute to the health of this nation.
These two programs are going to equip our students or our Ugandans to be able to do scanning, x-rays with a high technology.
Professor John Charles Okiria, Chairman Alain Health, said there is no more room for non-professionalism in the health sector.
We have had so many people who are calling themselves doctors, laboratory technologies, all these titles, including the quacks and the local doctors, traditional.
Training of these students between the two institutions will strengthen the health sector in the area of diagnostics and improving, of course, patient care countrywide.
Irene Faith Nantongo, Robert Katamba, UBC News.
And now, born in 1969, Grace Akulo joined the Uganda Police Force on the August of 18th, 2001, with, among others, former police spokesperson AIGP Andrew Felix Kawesi and the current police spokesperson Fred Enanga. Now, she worked in special duties for 6 months, then was transferred to CID at Old Kampala Police Division, then became OCCID in 2008. Now, in 2009, she was spotted by President Yoweri Museveni and appointed on a team that investigated the theft of the Global Fund money. In March 2010, she was appointed commissioner on the Commission of Inquiry to investigate the fire at the Kasubi tombs. This is the profile of AIGP Grace Akulo.
Born in 1969, Grace Akulo, 51 years, joined the Uganda police on August 18, 2001, with among others former police spokesperson AIGP Andrew Felix Kawesi and the current police spokesperson Fred Enanga. She worked under the Special Duties Department for 6 months, then sent to CID at Old Kampala Police Division, then became the OCCID around 2008. In 2009, she was spotted by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and appointed commissioner on a team to investigate the theft of the Global Fund money. In March 2010, she was appointed commissioner on the Commission of Inquiry to investigate the fire at the Kasubi tombs. At the end of 2010, she was appointed as an assistant commissioner of police. She was then transferred to CID headquarters in Chibuli to head the anti-narcotics desk. She also headed the General Crimes Department. Akulo was appointed CID director in September 2011, replacing AIGP Edward Ochom. She steadily rose through the police ranks. She was in 2012 promoted to Assistant Inspector General of Police. In February 2022, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni appointed Grace Akulo to head Interpol, replacing Charles Birungi. Akulo became famous when she took on high-profile corruption cases. Her first case involving Geoffrey Kazinda, a principal accountant in the office of the Prime Minister. She is also remembered for her investigative role in other cases, like the July 2010 twin blasts at Lugogo and Ethiopian village in Kabalagala by the Al-Shabaab terrorist group, the 2015 pension scandal, the Kasubi tombs fire, and the Gavi Fund scam. Akulo is also credited for supervising investigations that led to the dismantle of over 20 criminal gangs that kidnapped girls and women, targeting special hire drivers, border riders, including those that kidnapped and killed cashier Susan Magara in 2017 and social worker Maria Najirinya in 2019. She handed over the office of Director Interpol and International Relations on the 26th of July 2022. The handover also marked the end of her service time as a police officer of the Uganda Police Force, serving for over 21 years, 19 of which she was in criminal investigations, 6 months in general duties, 11 years as Director Criminal Investigations, and 5 months as the Director Interpol and International Relations. While handing over office, retired AIGP Grace Akulo commended President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for entrusting her to handle high-profile assignments. She also thanked the Uganda Police Force for the support accorded to her during her tenure in the force.
Meanwhile, government of France has pledged more support towards improved welfare and livelihood of refugees in southwestern Uganda. French ambassador to Uganda, Armand Jules, made this comment during his inspection of farming French-funded projects at Nachivale refugee settlement in Isinjiro district. Now, the 300,000 euro project, which was implemented by Action Against Hunger, ended on 31st July 2022 with a call for its extension.
It has been a mission possible over the last 1 year for Action Against Hunger at Nakivale Refugee Settlement Base Camp in the Western District of Isingiro. New refugee arrivals have been supported with farming capabilities, partly dealing a blow to the challenge of food insecurity and malnutrition.
One household that participated in our project has been able to start income generating activities.
Refugee farmers groups such as these are exactly what Albert Semenyo is talking about. Under the Kashari Farmer Field School, they grow cabbages, carrots, sweet potatoes, and onions. These they grow for both domestic and commercial purposes. Anthony Gashumba, the group chairperson, is a refugee from the Republic of Rwanda who has lived here for the last 3 years.
We have used them to save money, to pay school fees of our children. We have used this system against malnutrition.
It is a venture that has also attracted women, including expectant Sarah Manirambona, who is into tomato growing.
So most of them have reduced on their household expenditure through farming, because the other time they could ask husbands for money, but now they do farming and get money from what they have.
All this has been made possible with the funding support from the people of France. The project inspection by the French ambassador to Uganda, Jose Aramand Anyambasu, attracted impression.
We need to work on what we call the programmation. We need to work on a strong program to request a fund from our capital, from France, what we did these last 2 years.
These are some of the initiatives that the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has commended, to which the French ambassador has answered in affirmative.
To make sure that, okay, this percentage of refugees are better off and they can sustain themselves. We don't have yet this kind of livelihood projects for our settlements.
If I came here today to see by myself what the beneficiaries are doing with you, it's not just to say, okay, I'm happy, hello, goodbye.
The just ended €300,000 project was aimed at improving nutrition, food security, and self-reliance of refugees in southwestern Uganda. Henry Okrut, UBC.
And now Haji Nsereko Mutumba, the RDC of Kayunga district, has been buried today at his ancestral home in Mugongo, Chengera. Different religious leaders and government representatives have hailed the deceased as a determined, charismatic leader dedicated towards building and strengthening peace, not just in Islam, but across the country.
Wanga Haji Nsereko Mutumba nali manyi kyayagala kwegatta n'obumu bw'Obusiraamu. Nali manyi kyayagala kulaakulana kw'Obusiraamu. N'olwekyo bino byonna ebyatuukako wano mu struggle gye twabaddemu, Haji Nsereko Mutumba abadde musaale nnyo, namwe mukimanyi, nga awali Supreme Council, awali okwegatta, awali enkulaakulana, okulwanirira amazima, abadde omu ku basajja b'amaanyi.
Ate nentegeera nga ne Uganda Supreme Council naye efiiriddwa kinene. Sebo yo Eminence ne ttiimu yo mwenna tugamba nti Allah abagumye, kubanga si kyangu omuntu ono tubadde naye okumala ebbanga ddene ng'ayogerera Obusiraamu, byonna abadde babeera ku mikutu nga mulaba byabadde ateesa ne byabadde akolako.
Singa kibadde kisoboka bandisabye Mukama era muzze engulu, kubanga agendedde mu kaseera ate we tubadde tumwagalira ennyo n'ebirungi bye byatukoledde ebirungi bibe nga bisobola okweyongerayo, naye kitalo nnyo. Katukkirize ekyo ekiriwo.
I personally have lost my mentor. I was very close to Haji Nsereko Mutumba. He taught me a lot, and eventually when I was elected to replace him, he helped me a lot to know this institution called Uganda Muslim Supreme Council.
Era ffe yatukumaakuma mu myaka okuviira ddala 2021 nga bakalonda mufuti n'aba nga yatusolooza ffenna ne tubeera ku Uganda Muslim Supreme Council.
Uganda Landowners Association welcomes you to the Land Use Exhibition, the first of its kind in Uganda. Do you want to learn how to use and earn from your land, or you need information on how to manage your land? Come and be part of this exhibition, which will start from the 31st of August to the 1st of September at Umasho Grounds, Nakawa Multipurpose Hall. Don't miss a session which will tackle land matters in board discussions at only 5,000 shillings. Small and large-scale business owners, you're invited to showcase your commodities. To be part of this exhibition, call 0701 111 401 or 0772 446 507. The Land Use Exhibition is organized by the Uganda Landowners Association, sponsored by Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, UBC.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Oil and Gas Moment, brought to you by Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey. The oil and gas activities in Uganda are expected to create about 160,000 new jobs. Close to 70% of these jobs will
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
Welcome back. And now on business news, residents affected by floods in Bombombi sub-county, Mbale district have received relief items sent by government. At least 43 homesteads in the area were affected by floods. Now, as Ivan Kawa reports, many of them still lack boarding facilities.
Locals residing in at least 43 households lack where to sleep following torrential rains that swept away their homesteads in Ibumbobi sub-county.
These rains have hit hard the poorest of the poor.
Locals affected have abandoned their houses due to fear that they may be swept away by waters,
which they have never flooded to the magnitude of this time. So we are shocked of what has happened.
Masete Julius is among the affected residents, and his house was constructed along the river bank.
Once a full and complete house with a kitchen is no more. I am told 11 people were living in this house, but following the heavy rains, they had to flee for their lives. They tried to save some things that were in the house. Unfortunately, in the process, the building collapsed. 11 of them now are scampered all over the village looking for shelter, as this place has been abandoned.
We found him camped at the LC3 chairperson's office to receive relief items.
And we have been only given 490 kilograms and only 10 tablets where they are going some people to take shelter in them. And we are thinking that it should go across, even if someone gets 5 kilograms or 7 kilograms, at least, but we are going to look at the size of the family.
Julius told me that he now resides in this old structure belonging to his late father, who is buried at the same location. He is among the first beneficiaries to receive the relief food items in Bumbobi with many others.
Yasima President Museveni behuwa bakuyetire nabi isambu yesi kumyaka kwefula kwakwitsiyemo okufunya kasitso
papa nasimye nasire natuba kufa ni timoni wanjetele mubulayi.
By press time, the lists of those to receive relief items were still being compiled. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in Mbale district.
And in business, the finance manager Leshego Uganda, Dennis Ahimbisiwe, has advised borrowers to observe financial discipline before seeking for any credit from financial institutions. He observes that in these hard economic times, businesses and non-business communities should utilize the available resources diligently. This was during a business convention on how borrowers and small medium enterprises thrive in these hard financial times.
Let's Go Uganda has designed strategies aimed at helping businesses to thrive in these hard economic times. The approaches cater for affordable loans to those in the housing sector and the agriculture sector.
We must make sure, as the players in the market, we must make sure we find a way to support the sector that feeds the nation, the sector that feeds the region. So we are trying to put a particular emphasis on growing our agriculture product so that people can at least have something to eat and can also have some cash that they can generate from their sector.
This follows the outbreak of COVID-19 that affected all business sectors. Consequently, the global skyrocketing of commodity prices. According to finance manager Let's Go Uganda, Dennis Ahimbisiwe, this situation calls for financial discipline and resource utilization.
Much as possible, separate personal expenditure from business expenditure. Get to know that whatever money you pull out of a business, it's a dent in the business. So you should always treat any drawing that you get out of business as a loan to you. The business has lent you, you need to pay back. If you don't, the cumulative effect will definitely collapse the business.
In his keynote address at a business forum organized by Let's Go in Kololo, Kampala, the economist observed that it is unethical to start up any business or invest in any profitable venture using broad credit.
I discourage borrowing to start a business. It is not a very good idea. So start small with what you have. If you need to borrow from family where you're not going to pay interest, do that. If you have some small savings that you can start with, do that. Don't go and borrow 10, 20 million to come and start something that is completely new, that you've not done before. It is going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem. It will probably collapse your business and you will not be able to pay back the loan.
Economists perceive that loan recovery has been a major challenge affecting financial institutions in these fiscal tough times. Abraham Boita compiled this report.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
Vimba ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
And now in sports, clubs are gearing up for the annual Rugby Sevens tournament due this weekend at the Kings Park grounds. The Sevens tournament that feeds the national team with players will have the best from each club compete. Nile Special has officially taken up sponsoring the league from the Kings Park grounds. The tournament will traverse other parts of the country.
My role, I leading the team and doing what we have to do best as trained by the coaches. There's quite a lot of pressure, being a defending champion. I think we have been the defending champions for the last, we have won the series I think for the last 4 years. So yeah, we have a lot of pressure on it. And yeah, I believe we shall have it on again. Quite exciting. And yeah, I believe it's going to be a nice period of time. We're going to express our skills. Yeah, it's going to be a way to groom guys into the next national team. Given the Uganda Sevens team is performing well, I believe it's a great opportunity to have them on.
This time around, we are much prepared as events. We are looking forward to win. It's going to be a hard one, but we have been putting in the work and we are ready to go. I've been working hard. The boys have been putting in the hard work, putting in the shifts, and everyone is good to go. The Sevens Rugby, I think it's growing each and every day. And the union has been doing the good work, and the teams have been working hard too, so yeah, it's really good.
Kind of format that gives everyone more games to play as opposed to have a 12-team format. And also, since that we've separated 15s from 7s in Uganda, it gives us another bigger pathway or another bigger chance for more players to get involved so that they can be spotted by the 7s coaches and they put them on the 7s program.
Oh, well, that does it for news tonight. Thank you for sticking with us throughout the hour. Elizabeth Nakakoni on Sign Language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourself a lovely night.
Super Soul Sisters, and we are back yet again to bring you an amazing story. Our